Good evening, guys. So, today we will see Accounting Standard 10 in our Accounting Standard series. Accounting Standards 10 is Plant, Property, and Equipment, the most important and my most favorite accounting standard. Obviously, this plant, property, equipment is about assets, tangible asset, tangible fixed asset. Okay, so let us understand the concept technically. Uh, so, what we are going to see in this accounting standard: determination of the carrying amounts of these plant property and equipments, how to recognize the plant property and equipment, what how depreciation should be charged on them, and how impairment losses, how to determine whether there is an impairment loss in this plant property and equipment, that we are going to see. All right, so the scope of this standard, this standard first of all is not applicable to biological assets, right? So biological assets means the any living animal, okay, or farm animal, right? Any tree, those are biological assets. But this standard is applicable to bearer plants. Bearer plant means the plant which has life more than 1 year and which is used in the production process. That means a mango tree which gives us mango each year, okay, that is a bearer plant. We can say that is a bearer plant. Vesting assets including mineral rights, expenditure on exploration and extraction of minerals, oil, natural gas, and similar non-regenerative resources. To them also this accounting standard does not apply, even though those are assets, because they have their own accounting standards in place. That's why AS10 is not applicable to them, right? So, uh, plant property equipment are tangible items. Okay, so condition one is they should be used in the production or supply of goods and services. They should be used in the production process or supply of goods and services. They should be used for rental to others, or they should be used for administrative purposes, right? Secondly, they should have the life which is more than 12 months. Then we can say that they are plant property and equipments. Intangible assets, they are also assets, but they are covered under another accounting standard, that is accounting standard 26, right? So, administrative purposes means what? The assets which are used for selling and distribution, like weighing machine, assets which are used for finance and accounting, like fax, printer, laptop, and other assets which are used in the administrative process. We don't use them directly in production process, like a conveyor belt or a crusher or something like that. Those are used in directly production process. But these are indirectly used in production process, right? So they are also covered under accounting standard 10, right? Items of PPE may also be acquired for safety and environmental reasons. The acquisition of such plant property equipment, although not directly increasing the future economic benefits of any particular existing item of PPE, they may be necessary for an enterprise to obtain the future economic benefits from its other assets, right? So there is always one pollution control department in each company, each organization. So they may purchase some, air quality monitor. It's not directly used in production process. It just shows you what is the air quality index. So it is indirectly it is useful for company or organization, in the sense that without that you cannot function. Biological assets. Let us understand what is biological assets. So these are you know living animals or plant. So AS10 is not applicable to any living animal, but it is applicable to bearer plant, right? So what is bearer plant? So it is a plant that is used in production or supply of agricultural produce. It is expected to bear produce. Bear means उसके ऊपर फल आते हैं या कुछ और प्रोड्यूस आता है for more than a period of 12 months, has a remote likelihood of being sold as agricultural produce, except for incidental scrap sales. It means in itself we cannot sell it as a produce. उस पे जो आता है, उस पेड़ पे जो आएगा, we will use that as a produce. वो पेड़ खुद से प्रोड्यूस बोल के नहीं हम लोग बेच सकते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल टिम्बर है, सो इट इन इट सेल्फ इट इज अ प्रोड्यूस, सो इट इज नॉट अ बियरर प्लांट, राइट? सो बियरर प्लांट्स आर, उनकी लाइफ खत्म हो जाती है, देन वी कैन कट देम डाउन एंड यूज ए स्क्रैप. वो चलता है, दैट मच इज ओके. बट रेगुलर बेसिस पे वट एवर वी आर सेलिंग लाइक गन्ना, दैट इज नॉट अ बियरर प्लांट, दैट इज नॉट अ प्लांट प्रॉपर्टी एंड इक्विपमेंट. सो बियरर प्लांट के ऊपर और थोड़ा सा दिया है. Plants cultivated to be harvested as agricultural produce. Trees grown for using lumber. They are not burial plants. Plant cultivated to produce agricultural produce and harvest and sell the plant as agricultural produce. Trees which are cultivated both for their fruit and their lumber. They are also not burial plants. Annual crops, that is maize and wheat, they are definitely not agricultural produce. And that's why, actually, sorry, they are agricultural produce. That's why they are definitely not burial plants. Okay. So agricultural activity is the management by an enterprise of biological transformation and harvest of biological assets for sale or conversion into agricultural produce and into additional biological assets. That means there is a biological process involved in the same. It's not artificial process. It's a biological process. So next comes the subtopic recognition. How to recognize the plant property and equipment. So you recognize the asset if and only if you recognize the plant property and equipment as an asset, if and only if it is probable that future economic benefits associated with the item will flow to the enterprise. That means in future we are going to get benefited because of that item. In future means more than 1 year, right? The cost of that item can be measured reliably. So internally generated goodwill, we don't recognize it as an asset. Why? Because we cannot recognize the cost reliably. But when we purchase the goodwill from outside in an amalgamation transaction, then we know the value of that goodwill, right? That's why we recognize it. But internally generated goodwill we cannot recognize as an asset because we cannot measure its cost reliably. Okay. So yeah. So what cost should be, added, capitalized as plant property and equipment? So initially, whatever cost we incur to acquire or construct that item of plant property and equipment, we can capitalize it. Secondly, subsequent recognition, whatever cost we incur to, replace that item or increase its utility, we can capitalize the same, recognize the same. सो हाउ टू रिकॉग्नाइज द सब्सिक्वेंट कॉस्ट. सब्सिक्वेंट मीन्स आगे जो आने वाले, फ्यूचर में जो आने वाले. सो कॉस्ट ऑफ डे टू डे सर्विसिंग, रिपेयर, मेंटेनेंस, we need not recognize them as capital item. Okay, so they are recognized as repair and maintenance of plant property and equipment. Only major repairs, major replacements, okay, major spare, that we can recognize as plant property and equipment. Major spare means a spare which has a life more than 1 year, and its value is substantial. In If we compare it to the size of the enterprise, the value is substantial and its life is more than a year. So accounting standard 10, accounting standards permits us to spread the cost of that particular item along its life. All right, so that is the change between earlier 10-15 years ago, whatever the accounting standards were there, and currently that is the change. All right. Yeah, another item that we can recognize as plant property and equipment subsequently is major inspection. The value of major inspection, we also call it major overhauling. Major overhauling. So these are service costs, they are not spares per se. When each major inspection is performed, the cost is recognized in carrying amount of an item of PPE as a replacement if the recognition criteria are satisfied. Right? So when you recognize major overhauling or major inspection, you can recognize the same, provided it has, it is done regularly after 4 5 years. Its life is more than 1 year, obviously, and there is future economic benefit because of that item, because of that expenditure, uh, which will flow to the enterprise. And also, in this case, in case of major spares, when you add that major spare, suppose there is one asset, suppose there is one ripper dozer. So ripper dozer, all you know, the one which, जो मिट्टी निकालता है धरती से, तो उसका जो पंजा होता है उसको रिपर शैंक बोलते हैं. So ripper dozer, if it is costing 7 to 8 crores, then that panja, that ripper shank will cost around 15 lakh, 20 lakhs, right? So some enterprises may call it as a major spare, right? So its life is around 3 4 years, depending on the texture of that mines where it is being used, or depending on the use. So you can call it as major spare, you can capitalize the same. but you need to understand that logically when you are replacing that particular ripper shank, okay, then you capitalize the new one and you are removing the old one. So you need to proportionately reduce the derecognize the part of that main asset being the ripper dozer, which is removed. Okay, so something is some item we are capitalizing, some item you are removing. So you should remember that. Okay. Yeah, and similarly, and in case of inspection as well, any remaining carrying amount of the previous inspection, we need to derecognize like we derecognize the major spare which was there earlier. Measurement of plant property and equipment. So at the recognition, we can use cost model. After recognition, either you can use cost model or you can follow revaluation model. So measurement of PPE at recognition, what amounts we should include at the initial recognition. So you include purchase price, you include any directly attributable cost. Okay, directly attributable cost being the cost which are incurred to bring that asset to the condition and location for use as intended by the management. Okay, decommissioning, restoration, and similar liabilities. So understand it in this way. All I will explain all these three items together. जब घर में हम लोग टीवी लाते हैं, एलईडी टीवी, तो शोरूम में जाके टीवी परचेस कर लिया, 54 इंच का टीवी है, 1 लाख रुपीज, तो परचेस करने के बाद 1 लाख रुपए तो उसका कैपिटलाइज डेफिनेटली होगा, बट क्या उसका शोरूम में कुछ यूटिलिटी है? यू नीड टू ब्रिंग इट टू द होम, राइट? सो शोरूम से घर लाने का 1,000 रुपए का टेम्पो का खर्चा लेटेस्ट से वो कैपिटलाइज होना चाहिए, सो दैट इज फ्रेट इनवर्ड्स. सेकेंडली, वेन यू वो घर में लाके खाली नीचे नखरे का नहीं है, उसको इंस्टॉल भी करना है, जो वॉल पे फिट भी करना है, तो उसका इंस्टॉलेशन का खर्चा आएगा लेटेस्ट से 1,000 रुपया, राइट? तो वो भी कैपिटलाइज होना चाहिए. थर्डली, दिस इज डीकमीशनिंग, रिस्टोरेशन एंड सिमिलर लायबिलिटीज. थर्डली, आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा व्हेन यू विल remove that TV, when you will decommission that TV, when you will restore that particular place, that wall, क्योंकि वॉल में ड्रिलिंग किया, when you will remove that TV, you need to, like आपने इंस्टॉल किया, आपको फिर से अगेन किसी को बुलाना पड़ेगा टू रिमूव दैट टीवी सेफली, तो उसका भी खर्चा आएगा. सो यू नीड टू कैपिटलाइज दैट डीकमीशनिंग एंड रिस्टोरेशन कॉस्ट एज वेल. जो वॉल में जो खराब हो गया था वॉल, उसको पुट्टी करानी पड़ेगी, तो उसका सबका खर्चा आएगा, तो उसको भी आपको कैपिटलाइज करना पड़ेगा. मतलब आज की तारीख पे मैं अगर टीवी जो इंस्टॉल किया उसको डीकमीशन करूंगा, रिस्टोर करूंगा वो जगह को, तो कितना खर्चा आएगा? सो सपोज 1,000 रुपया आज के दिन आएगा, तो आई विल कैपिटलाइज दैट 1,000 रुपीज एज वेल, एंड आई विल पास द एंट्री asset, that is LED TV account debit, to decommissioning restoration liability account. ठीक है, तो वो मेरी लाइबिलिटी बन के रह जाएगी, एंड देन आई विल इन्फ्लेट दैट लाइबिलिटी. ठीक है, एंड उसको मैं फ्यूचर में यूज करूंगा एज अ लाइबिलिटी, एज अ प्रोविजन बन के रह जाएगा, राइट? तो मेरा 1 लाख का टीवी जो था वो फ्रेट इनवर्ड 1,000, इंस्टॉलेशन 1,000 एंड डीकमीशनिंग रिस्टोरेशन लाइबिलिटी 1,000, इसे मिला के 1,03,000 का हो जाएगा. सो दैट इज हाउ you should look at any asset. That is how you should capitalize any asset at initially. And it should include cost of opening a new facility, cost of introducing a new product, cost of conducting new business in new location, and administrative and other general overheads cost. You should exclude them. You can include factory overheads. जिसने जिसने कॉस्टिंग पढ़ा है, everybody knows the difference between factory general and administrative overheads. Okay, so you can include factory overheads in the cost at the time of capitalizing, right? So initial operating losses and cost of relocating, reorganizing, we don't include in the carrying amount of plant property and equipment. Okay, ठीक है. सो अभी यहाँ तक रुकते हैं. इसका नेक्स्ट और एक पार्ट बनेगा क्योंकि दिस इज अ बिग अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड. सो आई होप जितना आपको सिखाया उतना समझ में आया होगा. कोई डाउट है देन डेफिनेटली यू कैन आस्क. थैंक यू.